All right, another guy toy. What is this one? This one's also a Starrett, and it's in a dirty box, but it is a red box. This is a dial test indicator set. All right, so yeah, let's take a look at this thing. All right. Oh, this one is boxed inside of a box too. Very nice. All right, so this one is all kinds of stuff. Yeah, let's check this thing out. All right, we have a whole bunch of stuff in here. This is the main item here. Let's pull him out. It is a dial indicator, and it says jeweled, 100ths of an inch. So every little small tick is 100th of an inch, or 1,000th of an inch, I'm sorry, 1,000th of an inch. So that's 10 thousandths, 20 thousandths, 30 thousandths. And it has a little plunger on the back, so when it rides up against something, it can tell you how far away you are. All right, so that's what that is. The little thing that touches the workpiece that you're interested in, it comes with a couple items here. We can put in a little round, little pokey thing. We can put in a bigger but still flat contact button, and I think this is an adapter. Yeah. So this is a certain thread on this side and a certain thread on the other side. So if you have little buttons or whatever that use a different thread, that's what this is. All right, we'll put the big one back on. All right. So it comes with a little clamp holder. Okay, so we will open this up. This will go in here. And there'll be a rod, so let's choose a rod. There's two size rods here, one shorter than the other. So now when you turn the rod and tighten it up, it tightens both up. And so you can position this anywhere you want to, and then it's just one turn and everything is now very rigid. So that's how this is used, okay? Now this you might want to attach to something, so maybe you get something like this out. So now this is a clamp, all right? And you can screw your rod in here. Let's take the rod out of this thing. There we go. So you could screw the rod into the end, and you could clamp this into place. Or you could screw the rod in the side. You could screw the rod in the end, in this end. You can screw it in all kinds of different ways, all right? And let's see, so that's what that is. So you can put these two together now and use that to indicate something. There you go. It comes with one longer rod, but it's the same thing. Are these threaded together? No, it's either one or the other. All right. Okay. There's also, instead of you bolting this onto something, there's something that's often used in lathes. If you're doing lathe work, okay, we won't need this. Move that in so it'll fit. Okay. Is this piece here, a lot of people won't know what this is. They'll say, oh, what's that big thing? Let's zoom back out again. It's a big piece of steel. What's that big thing? You're going to lay it down or something like that? Well, take this out again. Okay, so this is used in a lathe. So this is the same size as a tool blank for a cutter blank, and you would put this into your lathe like you would a cutter, and now it gives you a place to mount your indicator. Okay, so that's how that is used. Old school lathe stuff. All right. All right, so now we get to the fun part for this set, I think. I think this is the fun part. Put that back, put that back. All right, it's this thing. A lot of people aren't going to know what this thing is or how to use this thing, right? All right, let's see if I can figure out how to do it correctly. All right, let's move this here. Let's move this over onto this side. All right. And we will move this just a tiny bit to here. All right. Okay, this is how it's to be used, okay? You're still going to have a rod in here, all right? And that's going to be attached to something, all right? And so you can have that somewhere in your setup. I'm not doing this very well. Let's put it over on this side of the setup so we can see what's going on. Okay, so you have this in your setup and it's being rigidly held. Now, what is this thing here? Well, it's a teeter-totter. It's a teeter-totter. So if you push here, you'll also see it there, and it's exactly a 1-to-1 match. So if you move this 1,000th, it moves the other end 1,000th, okay? And this is to reach in a hole. So imagine you have something in your lathe that you want to center. You want to center the inside of the hole. You would bring this in, and you could reach into the hole, and then you could watch the wobble on the part as it goes around. So you can reach in and do inside measurements with this thin piece here. Otherwise, you take this off, and now you would put this in the lathe to measure outside things, right? You would measure the wobble with this side. That's generally why this is so big. It's in a lathe turning, and you're watching it wobble, and this is just touching the part. That's why it's nice and big. But that's what this thing is. Yeah, this cool teeter-totter. There are a couple of versions of this, different companies, but this is the Starrett version. Yeah, that's what it is for inside measurements. And everything is all packed up in this nice little box. And I saw this at a flea market once and picked it up cheap. So, yeah, pretty cool. I like it. Guy stuff in a box. Can't go wrong. And that was the Starrett 196A1Z.